Do you often feel like you don't make enough money? Thanks to social comparison, no amount of money is ever going to feel enough. For a lot of people, even when their lives are better and they reach a standard of living that allows for increased comfort, a good job, a good car, and a good house, they are still going to feel broke. The reason is that this comfortable state is fixed in their minds as a given. Your expectation of receiving what you already have doesn't leave room to appreciate it, and you still want more because you're comparing yourself to the people around you. It's like running a race where the finish line keeps getting moved. You start out running a 50-meter race, and as you get close to the end, it suddenly becomes 100-meter, then 200-meter, and so on. That's not a race you can win. So, on a societal level, we will never make enough money. To fix the mindset that keeps you trapped in the rat race, you have to ask yourself why you want money. Are you keeping a scorecard with your neighbors and peers, or do you want a better life? It's important to remember as you redefine your value system that money doesn't actually bring happiness. Investing expert Morgan Housel explains that money makes you more content. Having enough resources removes anxiety because you get to chase what makes you happy with greater ease. Happiness is the result of creation. If you can tick off goals and overcome challenges, or move from ideating to actualizing your dreams to deliver value, then you would be a lot happier. By pursuing your purpose, you give your wealth true utility. However, if your goal is to gain bragging rights and show off to others, then once more, no amount of money is ever going to feel enough. This doesn't necessitate a complete demonization of this urge to impress, though. Of course, it veers to extremes, and that's when you get the guy who uses half his paycheck to rent a Porsche or a BMW to show off to people who probably don't care and most likely aren't watching. The thing is, humans are naturally wired for status. The competition to climb the ladder, to be at the top of the pecking order, is normal. Successful persons get the best stuff. Out in the wild, they get the best mates, and they get the first pick of shelter or food. In modern society, it isn't quite so savage, but we still carry this instinctive need for success. At the same time, however, some people carry around a different mindset, a scarcity mindset that keeps them from chasing wealth and creating abundance for themselves. The root of this is an internalization of the fragility of the world. Living through major world changes in a single lifetime, like the 2008 economic recession or the 2020 pandemic, and how it fast-tracked the transition to digital, can leave a person with a good amount of anxiety about how chaotic life can be. Personal changes, like the loss of a loved one, a career change, or health issues, can also contribute to this scarcity mindset. These are valid concerns that can leave people afraid to dip their toes in the waters of life and do something about the status quo. However, certain behaviors and mindsets are necessary practices when it comes to making wealth. People generally deal with worry in two major ways. They either become wrapped up in stress and anxiety and are so unwilling to take steps in any direction that they become stuck in the aforementioned scarcity mindset. But the other way they can deal with their concerns is acceptance. It's a good behavior to adopt, the acceptance of the world. It is a dangerous place. Life is fragile and unpredictable, but to make progress and even to survive at a level above the bare minimum, we have to take risks. Risk-taking is a core skill when it comes to the acquisition of wealth. Entrepreneurs and visionaries have some kind of understanding of this. They'll quit their day jobs for an idea and reinvest 90% of the profit they make from one venture in a new, unpredictable business or industry in their quest for success. They have accepted that to make money, you have to go with the flow, take the plunge right into life sometimes, and cross their fingers for some good luck, which is another less discussed topic. Luck does play a role in success. From simply existing in a particular period to living in a certain geographical location, or being in the midst of a specific circle of people, we are all subject to chance. If you're born in a free and prosperous country, surrounded by opportunities in various industries, whether it's media, fashion, or tech, maybe you're lucky. Also, to be born at a time when these industries are at the helm of things, even more fortunate. There have been and always will be factors completely out of our control that set us up for success. Whether we admit it or not, any measure of progress we may have experienced in life can in some way be attributed to good luck. Knowing this, you may be tempted to throw in the towel. After all, what's the point of trying if Bob, who finds a 4-leaf clover every other day, is destined for success and you're just a regular old Joe? Here's your answer. It's the reason why hard work and talent are so promoted. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Working hard and improving your skill set opens more doors for you. It makes you eligible for opportunities that may come your way. Add working smart into the mix, and you'll be able to spot the lucky moments as they come, so you can take advantage of them. It's like this. Being born into a land of opportunity will only get you so far if you're unwilling to put in the work to better yourself. You might be lucky enough to snag that really cool job, but a poor work ethic means you're unlikely to keep it. Hard work and luck go hand in hand, and the farther up the ladder you climb, the more luck will come your way. Here's another core skill for wealth. Rich and successful people often get asked what the secret to their wealth is, or what trick they pulled that turned things around overnight. Usually, the people who ask these questions are disappointed because, while they're hoping for a big reveal, there typically is no major secret. Luck does take some of the responsibility for success, and most times, when people discover that they've made it to the big leagues, they feel pretty lucky. However, examining their lives in hindsight, they eventually acknowledge that they only got lucky because they stayed right where they were, consistently doing their thing before they became overnight successes. A lot of people try their hand at a thing, but give up too quickly because they don't see results in the short term. You want to get in shape, so you start going to the gym, but then you give up after a week because you don't have abs yet. Or you want to sing better, so you take singing lessons, but stop going when you don't sound like Ariana Grande after a month. It's easy to look at successful people, at the money, fame, wealth, and glamour, and think that's all they've ever known. But that is just a fantasy. The writer who just sold 5 million copies of his book probably wrote hundreds of blog posts and articles over the years that didn't get him any likes or attention, and may have even earned him some hate. Famous basketball players don't start famous. They spend hundreds, maybe thousands of hours practicing the same moves. That is how they refine their skills and get so good that the world starts to notice. Success isn't about overnight transformations. The actual secret to success is that it compounds. Success is a series of small steps you take over time that accumulate. Eventually, when you look back, you realize what a great distance there is between you and your initial destination. That's when it feels like overnight success. Another thing no one ever talks about is how tough it can get. The people who make it out in the end are the ones with the ability to endure the discomfort and pain that inevitably come with the journey upward. In business or any other venture you take on, Morgan Housel describes success as your reward for enduring all the uncertainty you face. That's not the end of it, though. The skills that help you maintain wealth are very different from those you need to help you build wealth. Imagine building a house. Initially, you gather materials, lay the foundation, and construct the frame. This requires skills like carpentry, masonry, and design. However, once the house is built, your focus shifts. Now, you need to maintain it. You need to ensure the roof doesn't leak, the pipes don't burst, and the walls stay strong. These maintenance tasks require a different set of skills, knowledge of plumbing, roofing, and general upkeep. Similarly, building wealth requires one set of skills, entrepreneurial abilities, investing, and risk-taking. But maintaining that wealth requires an entirely different set of skills, financial management, risk mitigation, and sometimes even a shift in mindset. It's like going from being a builder to being a caretaker. Building and keeping wealth are games with different rules. One takes optimism and the belief that things will work out in your favor, and the other takes a healthy dose of pessimism and a fair amount of caution. Not everyone understands this, though. This is why people who make money fast often lose it all or a large portion of it soon after. Gaining wealth is thrilling, and people often pursue it eagerly. But if you want it to stay, then you have to understand how to balance your optimistic investments with pessimistic caution.